Welcome, dear dreamer. Tonight, let us drift together into the vast expanse of the universe. Imagine yourself lying on a soft meadow beneath a clear night sky, where the air is cool and still, and the world seems to hush itself so that the stars may speak. This is not just a story. It is a journey of whispers, a gentle lullaby carried by the cosmos itself. Each fact I share will come to you like the brush of starlight, soft and glowing, inviting your mind to wander, to drift, to rest. Close your eyes now, if you wish. Breathe slowly in and out. Asterisk above you, scattered across the velvet sky, stars shimmer as though painted by an unseen hand. What you see tonight is but a fraction of what exists. The universe holds more stars than grains of sand on every beach on Earth. Imagine walking barefoot across endless shores, each grain a star, each one glowing softly, endless and eternal. The nearest star to us, the sun, burns with such immense energy that even from 93 million miles away, it warms our skin, lights our skies, and gives us life. And yet, it is but an ordinary star. There are giants in the cosmos, stars so vast that if placed where our sun stands, they would swallow Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars in their fiery embrace. And then there are the tiny ones, white dwarfs, glowing embers of stars that once shone brightly but have now settled into quiet, gentle light. They are the elder storytellers of the universe. Carrying the memories of billions of years, each star you see is a kind of time machine. Their light travels across unimaginable distances to reach your eyes. When you gaze upon them, you are not seeing the present, but the past. Some of those twinkles left their home thousands, even millions of years ago, and only now arrive to whisper their glow to you. Asterisk, though the night seems silent, the stars sing. Astronomers have discovered that stars create vibrations, rippling through their vast bodies of gas and plasma. These vibrations can be translated into sound, deep, resonant tones, like the slow strum of a cosmic harp. The sun itself hums constantly, a gentle symphony of low notes, though our ears cannot hear them. Imagine lying here, hearing the universe as a lullaby of hidden music. There are stars whose pulses are so steady, so rhythmic, they act as the clocks of the cosmos. Pulsars, collapsed remnants of once massive stars, spin with incredible speed, flashing beams of light with perfect timing. If you could rest beside one, you would hear a beat as steady as a drum, guiding the dance of galaxies. Asterisk, long before cities, before books, before even words were written, humans looked up to the night sky. The stars became guides, teachers, companions. They whispered myths into the hearts of our ancestors. The hunter Orion, forever chasing across the heavens. The gentle swan, Cygnus, gliding across the Milky Way. The Great Bear. Ursa Major, guarding the pole. The stars not only told stories, they gave direction. Travelers crossed deserts and oceans by their glow. The North Star, steady and unwavering, became a symbol of guidance, of hope, of finding one's way even in the darkest night. But the stars are not only storytellers to us, they tell their own stories. Each one carries within it the seeds of creation, for it is in their fiery hearts that elements are born, the carbon in your body, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood. All of it once forged in the furnace of stars long ago. And when those stars reached the end of their lives, they gave themselves back to the universe, scattering their stardust across space. That stardust gathered, clumped, and dreamed itself into worlds, into oceans, into forests, into you. You too are a child of the stars. Asterisk now, imagine drifting closer to one of the great red giants. Their light glows softly, not harsh, but warm, like the last embers of a campfire. They are stars nearing the end of their lives, swelling in size, becoming luminous lanterns in the sky. Betelgeuse, the red shoulder of Orion, is one such star. It glows faintly orange to our eyes, a gentle heartbeat of the heavens nearby. Other stars burn with icy light blue stars, younger and hotter, blazing with the energy of youth. Their brilliance is sharp, like diamonds scattered on black velvet. They live fast, burning brightly, and then fading into silence. And then, there are the stars too faint for our eyes to see. The brown dwarfs, sometimes called failed stars, too small to ignite fully, glowing only faintly in the infrared like quiet embers in a darkened hearth. They remind us that not all things must burn brightly to exist meaningfully. Some simply glow softly, unseen, adding quiet beauty to the tapestry of space. Asterisk, lift your gaze higher now, and picture the Milky Way. It stretches like a soft ribbon across the night, pale and shimmering as though someone spilled milk upon the heavens. That band of light is not one cloud, but billions of stars clustered together, their light blending into a dreamy glow. In its heart lies a mystery, a black hole, vast and invisible, around which our galaxy slowly turns. But do not fear it, for though black holes sound frightening, this one is a quiet giant, sleeping, calm, letting the galaxy swirl in peace around it. Every star you see belongs to this great spiral, a cosmic family turning slowly together through the quiet sea of space. And as our Earth orbits the Sun, and the Sun orbits the center of the Milky Way, we too are carried on this endless, gentle journey. Asterisk sometimes, when you are lucky, the sky gives you a fleeting streak of light, a shooting star. But these are not stars at all. They are tiny specks of dust and rock entering Earth's atmosphere, glowing briefly before vanishing. And yet, they are so beautiful, so magical, that humans across time have wished upon them. The tradition is ancient to whisper a hope to the fleeting light, to trust that the universe might carry it gently into being. Whether or not the wish comes true, the moment itself is a gift, a reminder that the universe listens. In its own quiet way, asterisk, as you rest beneath this endless sky, let the truth comfort you. The light you see tonight is older than every tree on Earth, older than every mountain, older than human memory. Some of those stars may no longer even exist, yet their light still travels, still arrives, still glows. Isn't it a beautiful thought? That even after something is gone, its light may continue to shine, guiding, soothing, inspiring. So it is with us. The kindness we share, the love we give, continues long after, echoing through time like starlight. Let the weight of the day sink into the earth below you, while above, the night begins to unfold its secrets. The stars have been waiting for you. Out beyond the quiet shimmer of the stars you met before, there are realms even more mysterious, vaster and softer than anything the human mind can fully hold. Imagine yourself drifting farther, letting the faint glow of starlight guide you. And suddenly, the darkness is brushed aside by enormous spirals, whirls of silver and violet, arms stretching out as if they wish to cradle the universe in their embrace. These are galaxies, gentle cities of stars, each one holding billions of glowing suns and perhaps billions more worlds that circle them. Waiting silently in the night, galaxies, though impossibly immense, feel almost like lanterns scattered across a cosmic meadow. The Milky Way, the home you know, curls around itself in spiraled grace, a silken ribbon of stars that weave together into a glowing band across the midnight sky. From Earth, on the quietest of nights, you can see it stretching, a river of light, almost as though the universe itself had left a path for dreamers to follow. Each star you see is just one drop of this river, but together, their combined glow becomes a soft quilt of light wrapped around the darkness. And yet, the Milky Way is not alone. It is but one of countless others scattered across the endless velvet of space. There is Andromeda, a galaxy so close in cosmic terms that it and the Milky Way are slowly, gently, gliding toward each other. Not in a rush, not in chaos, but in a tender, inevitable dance that will take billions of years before their arms intertwine. If you were to watch this courtship of galaxies, you would see nothing frightening, nothing sharp, only a soft merging, like two clouds drifting together until they become one. Their stars will pass through each other like whispered notes of a song, too distant to ever collide, and yet, the galaxies themselves will blend into a new, larger spiral, glowing even more brightly than before. If you drift closer to a galaxy's core, you would find a kind of hush that is both gentle and powerful. At the center of almost every galaxy lies a presence so mysterious it has become a symbol of the unknown, a black hole. Yet, in this bedtime story, the black hole is not a creature of fear. Imagine it instead as a silent dream keeper, a heart of shadow holding the galaxy together, its gravity drawing the stars into an elegant dance. The stars do not struggle. They simply glide around, their paths fixed like brushstrokes in an infinite painting. It is the black hole's unseen hand that shapes the galaxy's spiraled arms, keeping the great wheel turning softly in the endless dark. But the stars themselves are not the only treasures galaxies keep. In the spaces between them, within the arms and along the edges, lie vast clouds of gas and dust, nebulae, the nurseries of stars. A nebula glows faintly, like a veil of colored mist drifting across the night. Some are bright pink, others deep blue or violet, some glowing in green hues so delicate they seem like dreamlight itself. To look at a nebula is to look at a cloud painted with light, each particle of dust and gas reflecting the brilliance of nearby stars. Within these quiet clouds, new stars are born, young suns that flicker like tiny candles in their cradles. Each one will grow, some to burn brightly for millions of years, others to live more softly and long, their glow sustaining worlds yet to come. One of the most famous is the Orion Nebula, visible even from Earth with gentle eyes on a clear night. It sits like a jewel within the sword of the constellation Orion, glowing softly. Hiding within it, thousands of new stars being born at this very moment. If you close your eyes and imagine, you can almost hear it, the faintest whisper of new light being kindled, the hush of gas folding into stars. A nursery, not of children, but of suns. Elsewhere, there are remnants of stars long gone. The Crab Nebula, for instance, is the echo of a star that once blazed brilliantly. A supernova that shone so bright it was seen on Earth in daylight nearly 1,000 years ago. Now, what remains is a shimmering cloud, glowing threads stretching outward like the delicate arms of lace. It is the memory of a star's life, and yet it glows on, not as an ending, but as a transformation, proof that even in the universe, nothing truly disappears. It only changes its shape and form. Neg often carry names that sound like dreams themselves. The Horsehead Nebula, the Butterfly Nebula, the Lagoon, the Eagle. Each one looks like a soft painting spread across the darkness. A reminder that the universe is both artist and canvas. When you think of these names, think not of science charts or cold diagrams, but of gentle symbols that help you drift. Imagine a butterfly with wings of light, a horse's silhouette glowing in soft pink clouds, an eagle soaring not through air but through starlit mist and beyond the spiral galaxies and glowing nebulae. There are other kinds of galaxies, each with its own story. Some are elliptical, smooth, and round like glowing pearls, holding billions of ancient stars within. These are galaxies of memory, where old stars glow quietly, their lives steady and calm, having burned for longer than we can truly imagine. Others are irregular galaxies without symmetry, scattered like clouds shaped by a breeze. They may look chaotic, but within them are countless suns, countless worlds, countless whispers waiting to be heard. When you think of galaxies, remember that they too are not rare. They number in the billions, more than the stars you can see in the sky. Each one is like a dream of the universe, vast beyond comprehension, yet when viewed from afar, simply a shimmer. A brushstroke of light upon the canvas of night. If you could float endlessly, drifting from one to the next, you would never run out of wonders. Each galaxy is a story, and together, they are the great library of the cosmos. Infinite shelves stacked with glowing worlds. Even more tender is the thought that all these galaxies are moving. Like leaves floating gently on a pond, they drift, pulled by unseen currents, shaping the universe over unimaginable spans of time. The fabric of space stretches, carrying them farther and farther from one another. It means that the sky you see tonight, as full of stars as it is, was not always the same, and it will not always be. Billions of years from now, the view will change. Galaxies spread apart like dancers leaving the stage, until perhaps only a few nearby companions remain. But this too is part of the rhythm, part of the gentle music of the cosmos. A reminder that change is the universe's most enduring lullaby. If you close your eyes now, imagine that you are floating inside a galaxy's spiral, drifting along one of its luminous arms. The stars around you are endless, some burning with soft golden light, others shimmering blue, others glowing red like warm embers. Between them, faint clouds of dust swirl like mist in a dream. There is no sound, only silence. A silence so deep, it feels like rest itself. And as you drift, you realize that galaxies are not just places. They are feelings. Feelings of wonder, of eternity, of calm thought. Think too of the soft glow we call starlight. The light from even the nearest galaxy takes millions of years to reach us. When you see Andromeda shining faintly in the night sky, you are seeing light that left it more than 2 million years ago. A journey so long, so patient, it is almost as if time itself is whispering. The galaxy has been glowing all this while, and the light has been traveling, so that you might see it tonight as you drift into sleep. In these distant lights, there is no rush, no urgency, only persistence, only patience, only the slow unfolding of beauty across eternity. Just as you let yourself relax now, galaxies to take their time, shaping and reshaping, cradling stars within their arms, sending their glow across the dark so that dreamers on tiny worlds might one day look up and wonder. And so, as this part of the story comes to its close, remember the galaxies as soft lanterns, the nebulae as dream clouds, and the starlight as whispers carried across the ages. Let them settle into you like a quilt of calm, wrapping you in their glow, steady and infinite. For the universe, in its vastness, is not a place of noise or chaos, but of endless lullabies, endless murmurs meant to soothe, endless light meant to guide you deeper into rest. Far away from the spirals of galaxies and the tender glow of nebulae, there is a place both familiar and wondrous. A little garden of worlds turning quietly around a star that glows softly in the dark. This is the solar system, your cosmic neighborhood. A family of planets, each one unique, each one carrying secrets and whispers that drift across space like gentle lullabies. Though you may think of them as distant and unreachable, they are companions circling the same sun. Their motions measured like the slow rhythm of a heartbeat. The first of these companions is Mercury, the smallest of them all, closest to the sun's warmth. Imagine Mercury as a quiet wanderer, scarred and rocky. Its surface shaped by ages of silence and impacts from drifting stones of space. It has no air to hold warmth, so when sunlight falls upon it, the ground grows blistering hot. But the moment the sun sets, the darkness chills it to bitter cold. Yet Mercury does not complain. It simply turns, slowly, steadily, enduring each day and night as it has for billions of years. Its craters glimmer softly, like scars of forgotten dreams, reminders of the time when the solar system was young, when worlds were shaped not in peace but in collisions. Beyond Mercury lies Venus, cloaked in thick clouds, forever hidden beneath a veil of golden mist. Venus glows brightly in the night sky, often called the morning star or evening star. It shines so strong, it seems like a jewel pinned to twilight. But beneath those clouds is a world both beautiful and harsh. Its surface so hot it could melt metal, its air thick with gases that press down like a heavy blanket. Yet in the dreamy silence of this story, think of Venus not as dangerous, but as mysterious, a world of endless sunsets. Its sky tinted orange, its clouds glowing softly, drifting like curtains across a secret stage. Some dreamers imagine floating cities high above the planet's surface, where the air is cooler, where the clouds could carry you gently as you drift across a horizon of endless gold. Then comes Earth, your home, a world unlike any other you know. From afar, Earth is a shimmering marble, blue with oceans, white with clouds, green and brown with forests and deserts. It turns slowly, cradling all forms of life, the only place in the universe, as far as we know, where dreams breathe and whisper. The Earth is wrapped in a thin veil of air, an atmosphere that glows faintly when sunlight touches it, protecting all who rest beneath its sky. From space, it appears fragile, small, and yet within it are countless voices, waves lapping shores, winds moving gently through trees, rivers carving paths through stone, God creatures singing into the night. Earth itself hums like a lullaby, and though you may live upon it every day, to see it from the outside is to see a wonder beyond words. A pale blue dot, as some have called it, adrift in the vast black, yet alive with color and sound. The moon circles Earth like a quiet companion, always showing the same face, glowing softly with borrowed light. You know its presence well, a lantern in your night sky, its cycles marking the rhythm of months. It pulls gently at the oceans, drawing tides that rise and fall like a steady breath. In every culture, the moon has been a symbol of dreams, of mystery, of time passing slowly. It does not speak, yet it has watched over humanity since the beginning, a patient witness to all your nights. And when you think of its surface, pale and silent, marked with craters glowing softly in the quiet. A world so close, and yet so far, forever gazing at Earth as if in endless companionship. Beyond Earth lies Mars, the red planet glowing faintly in the night like an ember. Its deserts stretch for miles, vast plains of sand and stone beneath a sky-tinted pink. Once, long ago, Mars held rivers and lakes, water flowing freely across its surface, carving valleys and leaving behind dry channels that still whisper of what once was. Today, it is cold and barren, but dreams linger of what could be. Humanity looks to Mars as a future home, imagining bases built beneath its dusty sky, greenhouses glowing softly with life. Already, machines have landed there, explorers without breath, wandering slowly across its sands, taking pictures, gathering whispers from its rocks. Mars waits patiently, as it always has, turning beneath the sun. Dust storms swirling like ghostly veils, mountains rising taller than any on Earth, canyons stretching longer than any river. It is both silent and inviting, a reminder that even quiet worlds carry dreams of tomorrow. Further out lies Jupiter, the giant of giants, a planet so vast that all the others could fit inside it. Jupiter is not solid ground, but a swirling ocean of clouds, storms raging for centuries, bands of color wrapping around its enormous body. The Great Red Spot, a storm larger than Earth itself, spins endlessly. Winds whipping in silence across a world too distant for human ears. Yet despite its size, Jupiter is not alone. It carries with it a family of moons, more than 70 known, each one a world of its own. There is Europa, an icy sphere that hides beneath its frozen shell a vast ocean, perhaps warmed by tides, perhaps holding secrets yet to be revealed. Some dreamers imagine that within those waters, life may drift, unknown and unseen, tiny creatures gliding in the dark. Then there is Io, a world alive with fire, its surface scarred by volcanoes that erupt endlessly, painting the landscape anew. Ganymede, the largest moon, is even bigger than Mercury, a world that shines faintly, carrying both ice and rock. And Callisto, scarred and ancient, its surface bearing the memory of countless impacts. Together, they orbit Jupiter like a miniature solar system, a family within a family, a dream within a dream. Beyond Jupiter, Saturn waits, perhaps the most graceful of all. Surrounded by rings that shimmer like a crown, Saturn drifts slowly, glowing faintly yellow. Its rings are made of ice and rock, countless particles circling the planet in delicate harmony, a frozen river encircling a giant. To look at Saturn is to look at elegance, at perfection, at beauty that needs no explanation. Like Jupiter, Saturn too has moons Titan, larger than Mercury, wrapped in a thick atmosphere, with rivers and lakes, not of water, but of methane, flowing slowly across its surface. Imagine standing on Titan's shore, a pale orange sky above, a lake of liquid beneath, stretching in every direction. It is alien, and yet calming, a place both strange and soothing. Enceladus, another moon, is small but active, its icy surface cracked. Geysers spraying plumes of water vapor into space, glittering in the sunlight like silver threads. Saturn's family is vast, and each member is a lullaby of its own. A quiet presence orbiting in endless patience. Still farther lies Uranus, tilted on its side, rolling through its orbit like a sleepy dreamer turned upon its pillow. Its pale blue glow comes from methane in its atmosphere, a calm, cool color, like the soft light of twilight. Uranus, too, has rings, faint and delicate, and a collection of moons with names drawn from old stories and plays, each circling their tilted parent. Beyond it, Neptune waits, deeper blue, darker. Its winds the fastest in the solar system, yet still unseen, still silent in the vacuum of space. Neptune too has companions, the largest being Triton, a moon that moves against the direction of Neptune's spin, an oddity in a universe that loves harmony. Its surface is icy, but it breathes faintly, geysers sending plumes into the sky, whispering of activity beneath and at the edge. Tiny Pluto drifts, no longer called a major planet, but still beloved, still important in the story of the solar system. Its surface is icy, its heart-shaped plane a symbol of affection carved into its frost. Pluto circles in the Kuiper Belt, a region of countless icy bodies, a place of comets and frozen worlds, each one too small to shine but still part of the great family. Pluto is not lonely. It has its moon, Charon, so large in comparison that together they orbit one another like partners in a dance. And beyond Pluto, still more worlds wait, unnamed, unseen, drifting in the quiet. Each planet, each moon, each ring and stone is part of a story billions of years old, yet still unfolding. They are not cold or lifeless in this dream. They are characters, each with their own whispers, each with their own rhythm. Mercury, the quiet, Venus, the veiled, Earth, the living, Mars, the dreamer, Jupiter, the giant, Saturn, the crowned, Uranus, the tilted, Neptune, the deep, Pluto, the patient. Together, they turn around the sun, endlessly circling, endlessly keeping time in the vast silence of space. And as you think of them, one by one, let their whispers settle into your mind. They are not rushing. They are not hurried. They turn slowly, gently, as if cradling the night itself. Their paths are steady, their journeys certain, their presence eternal. They remind you that life, too, can be slow, can be steady, can be calm. That even in the vastness, there is rhythm, there is order, there is peace. The universe holds its deepest mysteries not in the bright and shining things we see every night, but in the quiet shadows, in the unseen, in the silent spaces that stretch farther than our dreams can travel. As you drift deeper into this nighttime story, let your mind float with me into those darker regions, into the whispers of cosmic puzzles that remain unsolved, and yet, even in their mystery, feel soft and gentle. Like the embrace of night itself, imagine yourself standing on the edge of a vast, dark plain beneath an endless sky. The stars above you shimmer faintly, but here, in this part of the universe, sense something Mara kind of invisible fabric woven all around you, supporting everything you see, but never revealing itself. This is dark matter, the silent partner of the cosmos. Scientists tell us that the stars, galaxies, and planets we can see make up only a small part of what exists. The rest, most of it, is hidden, unseen, impossible to touch, yet strong enough to hold entire galaxies together. Without it, the stars would fly apart, the spirals of galaxies would unwind, and the universe would scatter like dust in the wind. But dark matter is gentle in its mystery. invisible yet constant, like a lullaby that hums beneath the surface of the night. You cannot see it, but you can trust that it is there, wrapping the universe in a soft, unseen blanket. And beyond even that lies dark energy, even more mysterious, filling the very space between galaxies. It stretches the universe apart, slowly, gently, urging the stars to drift farther and farther away from one another. Imagine the night sky as a great canvas, and with every passing moment, that canvas grows larger, its edges stretching wider, carrying galaxies away as if they were lanterns set afloat upon a boundless sea. This expansion is so gentle, so gradual, that here on Earth, in the comfort of your bed, you cannot feel it. But if you close your eyes, you can picture the stars themselves as drifting lights, each carried on a slow current of time, never rushing, always gliding softly outward. This is the rhythm of the cosmos, not hurried, not sharp, but patient, endless. A cradle that rocks galaxies through the eternity of night down. Let us drift closer to a place where mystery takes on a different form, the black hole. Do not imagine it as something to fear, but rather as one of the universe's most mysterious lullabies. A black hole is not truly a hole, but a place where gravity grows so strong, so deep, that even light itself cannot climb out. Imagine a star collapsing in upon itself, folding smaller and smaller until it becomes an invisible point of infinite density, a quiet heart of darkness. Around it, space bends like a soft sheet under weight. If you could drift near, time itself would slow down, stretching into long, dreamy moments. From far away, black holes appear like shadows, outlined sometimes by glowing rings of light where matter swirls before slipping past the edge. To listen to a black hole is to hear silence itself, the kind of silence that feels not empty, but full of secrets, as if the cosmos is whispering in a language you cannot yet understand. Some black holes are small, born from dying stars, while others rest in the centers of galaxies, millions of times heavier than the sun. These giants sit quietly, like deep wells in the middle of cosmic cities. Around them, stars swirl in elegant orbits, pulled into graceful dances by their gravity. Yet the black holes themselves are almost serene, patient, unhurried, as if they are guardians of time. One day, when our galaxy drifts farther into the future, the great black hole at its heart will still be there, waiting in silence, a reminder that even in the darkest places, there is constancy, and in constancy, there is peace as you float deeper into the dream of the universe. Picture galaxies themselves, vast islands of stars drifting in a cosmic ocean. There are hundreds of billions of them, each with their own shapes and stories. Some are delicate spirals, curling like seashells, their arms glittering with newborn stars. Others are round and soft, like glowing clouds of starlight. And still others are irregular, scattered, as if they were painted with a careless but loving brush. Between them lies emptiness, not frightening, but vast, like the space between breaths. And yet, even that emptiness is filled with the quiet hum of dark matter, and the stretching hand of dark energy. Nothing is ever truly still. Everything drifts, expands, flows. The galaxies themselves whisper to one another, their gravity tugging gently across the darkness, weaving an invisible web that holds them together in clusters and superclusters, structures so large that they stretch beyond imagination, like lace spread across the fabric of the universe. Think of the cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the very beginning. Billions of years ago, when the universe was young, it was filled with a hot, glowing light. As it expanded, that light softened, stretched, cooled. Until now, it lingers as a faint echo, a whisper of warmth that fills all of space. Even in the quietest corner of the universe, even in the coldest void, that glow remains. It is a reminder that all of this, everything we see, everything we are, was once together in one single spark, one radiant beginning. The afterglow hums, quietly still, like a lullaby that has been playing since the dawn of time. Too faint for human ears, but always present. Always wrapping the cosmos in its memory. Drift now to the thought of cosmic time. Our human lives feel long to us, but compared to the universe, they are only flickers. Gentle sparks that glow for a moment and fade. Stars live for millions, even billions of years, and galaxies themselves can last for as long as time has meaning. And yet, in this vastness, there is no rush. The universe unfolds slowly, like a flower blooming in the darkness. Stars are born in clouds of gas and dust, shining for ages before slowly dimming and returning their light to the cosmos. Planets form, oceans rise and fall. Life appears and drifts like seeds on the wind. Everything in the universe has its rhythm, a pace that is never hurried, never forced. If you listen closely, you may feel it, as if the stars themselves are breathing. And with every breath, a new chapter of the cosmos begins. The silence of space is perhaps the most comforting thing of all. Though it may seem vast and empty, silence is not absence. Silence is rest. Silence is the pause that allows all else to flow. Between the stars, in the wide reaches where no air carries sound. Silence stretches endlessly, like the deepest and most peaceful sleep. And yet, the silence is filled with light, the twinkling of stars, the glow of galaxies, the faint shimmer of distant nebulae. It is a silence that holds everything, a silence that says, here is space to dream, here is space to drift. If you imagine yourself lying among the stars, the silence wraps around you like a blanket, soothing, infinite, and eternal. Even comets and asteroids, small wanderers of the solar system, have their place in this cosmic dream. They drift in slow orbits, carrying with them the frozen memories of the early universe. Some fall close to stars, their ices glowing in long trailing tails, painting the night sky with soft light. Others remain quiet in the outer reaches, silent guardians of forgotten time. Their paths are gentle, their motions steady, and as they glide through space, they remind us that nothing is too small to belong to the story of the cosmos. Every particle of dust, every grain of starlight, every ripple of gravity adds to the gentle harmony that carries the universe forward. And when you think of eternity, think not of something frightening or overwhelming, but of something calm, like a river that never ends, always flowing, always singing softly beneath the stars. The universe does not rush, does not demand. It simply exists, unfolding with patience. In the end, even stars will fade, galaxies will drift apart, and the universe will become darker, quieter, slower. But even then, there will be peace. The last whispers of starlight will still shine, and the last particles will still dance in their gentle rhythms. Time itself will stretch slower and slower until everything rests. And perhaps that rest, too, is a kind of dream. The final lullaby of the cosmos. So as you drift tonight, remember that you are part of this vast and endless story. The atoms of your body were born in stars long ago, carried through space, gathered on Earth, and woven into you. You are a child of galaxies, a piece of the universe that can wonder at itself. And just as the universe drifts, so too can you drift into sleep, knowing that you are carried by the same gentle forces, the same quiet rhythms, the same eternal lullaby that has sung since the dawn of time. Close your eyes and let the mystery of the universe hold you. Imagine dark matter as a soft blanket beneath the stars, black holes as deep and quiet wells of silence, galaxies as lanterns floating away on a cosmic sea. Imagine the silence of space wrapping you, calming you, carrying you. Drift as the stars drift, rest as the galaxies rest, and dream as the universe dreams. The story of the universe is not only about what has been, but also about what is yet to come. Time stretches endlessly forward, just as it stretches endlessly behind us. And in that forward stretch lies a dreamscape of cosmic futures. Close your eyes and let your thoughts move ahead, beyond tonight, beyond tomorrow, beyond centuries and millennia, into the quiet unfolding of the ages that lie ahead. The stars above you are not frozen. They are alive, moving through their own cycles of birth, life, and rest. And though we see them as eternal lights, each one has its destiny. Each one is a story still being written. The stars we know, like our sun, live gentle but finite lives. The sun, a warm lantern that has burned for billions of years, will continue to shine for billions more. Its light is steady, its warmth constant, carrying life on our small planet through the ages. But one day, in the distant future, it too will grow weary. It will expand into a red giant, its glow becoming softer, redder, filling the sky with a light so wide and gentle it will seem as though the heavens themselves are breathing around the earth. Eventually, the sun will let go of its outer layers, sending them drifting into space, forming a glowing, colorful cloud. Like a cosmic flower blooming one final time. At its heart, the sun will shrink into a white dwarf, a quiet ember of what it once was, glowing faintly in the darkness, still carrying the memory of its long life. This is not an ending, but a transformation, as stars never truly die, they change. They rest, they return their light to the universe. Other stars will live far grander and more dramatic lives. The largest stars, many times the size of our sun, burn brighter and faster, their light pouring into the cosmos like a fierce song. But their endings are even more profound. When their fuel runs out, they collapse inward, then burst outward in explosions so vast that they briefly outshine entire galaxies. These are supernovae, brilliant cosmic fireworks that scatter heavy elements iron, carbon, oxygen across the universe. Those very elements are the seeds of planets, of oceans, of life. Every atom in your body once belonged to a star like this. So when the stars end, they do not truly vanish. They give themselves back to the cosmos so that new stars, new worlds, and perhaps new lives may one day emerge. It is a cycle of giving, a cosmic rhythm of endings that become beginnings. And even beyond stars, galaxies themselves evolve. Picture our own Milky Way, the great spiral we call home. Far across the darkness, another great spiral, the Andromeda Galaxy, drifts closer with every passing moment. Not fast, never rushed, but steadily, gently, drawn by the pull of gravity. In billions of years, the two galaxies will meet, their stars swirling together like two great rivers merging. The collision will not be violent to the stars themselves, for space is vast, and they will mostly pass by one another. Instead, the galaxies will blend, their spirals folding into one another, creating a new, larger galaxy, a new home for future stars and worlds. Imagine it as a dance, slow and graceful, a ballet of light that takes millions of years to complete. The universe's future is written in such dances where even the largest of things move with elegance, where even collisions are soft and beautiful as time flows further still. Stars will grow fewer. They will burn their fuel and fade, and fewer new ones will take their place. The galaxies will grow quieter, their lights dimming as one by one, stars pass into memory. Yet even in this, there is no sadness. There is serenity in the thought that the universe itself may one day rest. For billions upon billions of years, stars will continue to form, shine, and fade. But in the farthest reaches of time, there will come a night where fewer and fewer stars remain. Imagine a sky with only a handful of glowing embers, each one precious, each one carrying the memory of a cosmos once filled with light. This too is part of the rhythm, the gentle slowing of the universe's song in the farthest future. Black holes may become the keepers of the cosmos. They will quietly gather matter, drawing it into their depths where it disappears beyond the veil of the event horizon. Over unthinkable stretches of time, even black holes themselves will begin to fade, slowly leaking their energy until they vanish into the fabric of space. The universe will then be filled with quiet particles, with faint whispers of energy, scattered like dust in an endless night. This is sometimes called the heat death of the universe, but it is not death in the way we know it. It is a stillness, a great resting, a final exhale of the cosmos after an eternity of creation. And perhaps in that silence, new beginnings may wait. Hidden beyond what we can yet see, but while the far future stretches quietly. The nearer futures are filled with dreams of exploration. Humanity, small as we are, looks to the stars not only as distant lights, but as places we may one day go. Picture ships that sail not on oceans but through the dark sea of space, gliding with sails made of light or driven gently by engines that hum with quiet energy. Imagine people stepping onto distant worlds, moons with icy oceans beneath their crusts, planets with skies of pale blue or soft orange, places where new stories can be written. Our species is but a child of the cosmos, just beginning to take its first steps beyond its cradle. Each rocket launched, each probe sent outward, is like a lullaby note added to the universe's song. Exploration itself is part of the dream, and perhaps one day we will spread like starlight across the galaxy, carrying with us the memory of Earth, the memory of home. Already we have touched the moon and sent our machines to Mars. We have placed telescopes in orbit that gaze far into the past, catching glimpses of the first galaxies. These are the first whispers of a journey that may one day span the stars. Think of Voyager, a small craft launched decades ago, still traveling outward, carrying with it a golden record, a message from Earth to anyone who might one day find it. It drifts in silence now, beyond the reach of the sun's light, but still it sails like a bottle cast upon a cosmic ocean. Humanity's presence is faint, but it is growing, a candlelight spreading into the night. The dream of the future is that this candle will not fade, but grow, becoming part of the larger glow of the universe. And even as we dream of other worlds, we must also dream of Earth, our first and dearest home. For in the vastness of space, Earth is a rarity of blue and green jewel, wrapped in clouds, alive with rivers, forests, and seas. It is a place where the universe has become aware of itself, where the atoms of stars have gathered into beings who can look up and wonder. Earth, too, will not last forever, but for now, it is a sanctuary, a cradle, a place where the cosmos sings its most intimate song. To care for it, to cherish it, is part of our role in this story. For the Earth is our connection to the stars. Every breath we take, every step we walk, is bound to the rhythms of the sun, the moon, and the endless night. As you drift in thought, imagine time itself as an endless ocean. You are a small boat upon its surface, carried gently by currents you cannot see. Behind you stretch the waves of the past. Before you lies the vast horizon of the future. There is no need to rush. The ocean will carry you. The stars above are your companions, steady lights that shine across ages. And the future, though mysterious, is part of the same flow, the same dream. Whether in the birth of new stars, the dance of galaxies, the silence of black holes, or the distant rest of eternity, the universe continues its gentle story, never ceasing, always unfolding. And you, too, are part of that story, carried within it, safe within its rhythm. So let yourself drift. Imagine the sun's quiet ember far in the future, glowing softly. Imagine galaxies merging in slow, graceful dances. Imagine ships sailing through starlight, carrying dreams across the dark. Imagine the universe itself, vast and endless, but always gentle, always patient, always singing the same lullaby. In that lullaby is peace, in that lullaby is wonder, and in that lullaby is rest. The night continues, deeper now, and as you lie within its embrace, the universe stretches out before you, timeless and endless, like a vast ocean of stillness. You have journeyed through the birth of stars, through the quiet dances of galaxies, through the whispers of black holes, and the far future of cosmic rest. And yet, the story continues, for the universe does not stop, it does not end. It flows forward endlessly, and within its flow there are always more wonders, always more dreams waiting to be seen. Tonight, you are part of that dream, floating softly through the vastness, weightless, timeless, free. The stars above you may seem like distant pinpricks of light, but in truth, each is a sun, a world maker, a fire so immense it could hold entire planets in its embrace. And between those stars are even greater mysteries. Quiet stretches of space where galaxies glimmer faintly, where light takes millions, even billions of years to arrive. To look at the stars is to look into the past, for their light began its journey long ago, and only now reaches your eyes. You are always gazing into memory, into what once was. This means that the sky itself is a storybook, its pages written in light, each page older than the one beside it. The universe does not rush to turn these pages. It allows them to unfold slowly, gently, as though it knows that the beauty lies not only in the story, but in the stillness between each line. There are stars so large they could swallow entire solar systems, glowing with brilliance that humbles the imagination. There are stars so small and faint they flicker almost invisibly, hiding like secrets in the corners of the night. There are pulsars, stars that spin so quickly they send out rhythmic pulses of energy, like cosmic heartbeats, ticking steadily in the silence. To listen to them is to hear the rhythm of the cosmos itself, steady and eternal, like the sound of waves on a distant shore. And then there are the black holes, not as monsters, but as mysteries. Silent wells of gravity where time itself seems to slow, where light cannot escape. Yet even they are not truly endings, for they gather, they shape, they create ripples in the very fabric of space. When two black holes meet and merge, they send out waves that travel across the universe. Faint ripples of existence itself, stretching outward. These ripples, called gravitational waves, are like whispers in the dark, faint but real. Proof that the universe is alive, breathing, moving, singing in ways we are only just beginning to hear beyond the stars and the galaxies. There are nebulae, vast clouds of gas and dust, glowing softly in colors of blue, red, and green. They are nurseries where new stars are born, cradled gently in the arms of gravity. Imagine drifting through one of these clouds, surrounded by luminous mist, glowing faintly as though the air itself has become a dream. Within these nebulae, stars flicker into being, and around those stars, planets form, spinning quietly in their orbits. Some of those planets may be lifeless rocks, others may be covered in ice or gas, and some, perhaps, may hold oceans, skies, and winds, waiting for life to awaken. The thought that the universe may hold countless worlds, each unique, each carrying its own possibilities, is like a lullaby within a lullaby, a dream within a dream. Life itself is one of the universe's most delicate wonders. Here on Earth, it blooms in countless forms, from the smallest creatures hidden beneath leaves to the great forests, seas, and skies filled with motion. Yet all of it comes from the same stardust, the same cosmic elements scattered long ago in the depths of ancient stars. Every cell in your body carries that memory. Every breath you take is part of a cycle that began long before Earth itself was born. Life is the cosmos reflecting on itself, the stars gathered into form, able to look upward and wonder. When you close your eyes and drift into sleep, you are returning to that cosmic rhythm, to the quiet flow of energy and time. The future of life may stretch as far as the stars themselves. Perhaps one day, beings will travel across galaxies, spreading like soft notes across the symphony of the cosmos. Perhaps other lives already exist, far away, looking up at their skies, dreaming their own dreams, unaware that across the darkness, others dream too. The universe may be filled with dreamers, each looking upward, each hearing the same lullaby in their own way. The thought of it is not lonely, but comforting. For in an infinite cosmos, the possibility of others is like a promise, gentle and eternal as the ages pass. Stars will fade, galaxies will merge, and even black holes will dissolve. And yet, the universe will not lose its beauty. In the faint glow of the last embers, there will still be light. There will still be whispers. There will still be the gentle presence of existence itself. Time may stretch into eternity, but eternity itself is only another kind of dream. The cosmos does not fear silence, for silence is part of its music. The pause between notes is as important as the notes themselves, and so when the universe grows quiet, it will not be empty, but full of stillness, full of peace tonight, as you lie within the softness of your own world. You carry all of this within you. The atoms of stars, the rhythm of galaxies, the dreams of eternity, all of it rests inside your being, as naturally as your heartbeat, as gently as your breath. The cosmos is not something far away. It is something you are made of, something you are inseparable from. To sleep is to return to it, to drift back into that vastness, not as something lost, but as something home. And so, as this long story draws to its close, imagine yourself floating gently upward, past the trees, past the hills, past the clouds. You rise slowly, weightlessly, until you are among the stars. They glow around you, patient and eternal, each one a quiet companion. You drift farther still, past the Milky Way, where the galaxies swirl in grand spirals, like lanterns hung in the endless dark. Beyond them lies only more space, more mystery, more dream. You do not need to understand it. You only need to feel it, the infinite calm, the infinite wonder, the infinite gentleness of it all. The universe has no edge, no ending, no final line. It flows forever, like a lullaby with no last note, like a dream that continues beyond waking. And you, small and precious, are part of that endless flow. You are not apart from it. You are woven into it, carried by it, cherished within it. Let the thought cradle you. Let it soften every breath. Let it carry you into the deepest peace. The stars whisper their secrets. The galaxies hum their ancient tunes, and the universe itself breathes around you. You are safe within it, always. You are part of its dream. And as you drift into sleep, know that the dream continues, gentle and endless, forever.